Hi, good day everyone. Once again, this is Mo and this is another day for another War Legends video. And as you can see for today, we'll be doing a quick battle review about Orsin versus Mivadeth. And both of these players will be playing as the light faction. As we can see here, we have Mivadeth on the red team and Orsin on the blue team. And they are just starting their early game, by hiring or training a lot of workers so they can gather more resources on the map. And the first structure is coming from Orsin with a barracks. Meanwhile, we have here Mivadeth, and I think Mivadeth is also prioritizing getting his barracks. So sooner or later, we will be able to witness Orsin and Mivadeth to fight each other with their units, of course. And I think Orsin will be stopping producing his workers at the supply of 16 and started to train his fighting unit. Meanwhile, we have here Mivadeth already started building his second structure, which is a sawmill. I think that he's planning to gather more woods efficiently and faster by doing this. Meanwhile, let's take a look on Orsin. His second building is a farm, so he is like prioritizing his supply, his food supply, so he can summon more fighting units on the ground. And there you go, Orson already proceeded on upgrading his castle to tier 2, at the same time producing a lot of swordsmen. I think he will be spamming it like a lot. Meanwhile, we have here Mivadeth with his one swordsman, and he did not claim the watchtower near to his base and then proceeded on the watchtower near to Orsin's base. But unfortunately for Mivadeth, Orsin were able to move toward to the watchtower with his swordsman, and now we can see that Mivadeth is already retreating with his swordsman. And let's just take a look. Mivadeth already started upgrading his castle to tier 2 and started to produce a warsmith. And I think Mivadeth will be utilizing the dwarven technology. Meanwhile, I think Orsin will be sticking with swordsman for the meantime. And there you go, we have the swordsman. We're able to survive against the two swordsmen of Orsin.
The point is captured.
And as you can see, we have the elven tree for Orsin, and I think Orsin will be utilizing the human and elven technology for his playstyle. So sooner we will be seeing a lot of arrows. Meanwhile, we have here Mivadeth with his one swordsman and also with his warsmith. But honestly, I think warsmith is better than 3 swordsmen. One warsmith is better than 2 or 3 swordsmen actually, because of the AoE damage. And as you can see here, we have Orsin trying to push against Mivadeth, and now both of these players are retreating against each other, and now we can see Orsin is claiming the watchtower near to the base of Mivadeth. And there you go, we have Orsin already started building his altar of heroes, and we can see the same for Mivadeth right here. And we have here a human monument. Maybe Mivadeth will be going for the paladin. I forgot the name of the paladin, but I think he is going for it, for the primary hero. And I think Orsin will be going for Muriel or the paladin also. It depends. And I think Orsin will be able to claim both of the treasure chests as of the moment, because you can see that Mivadeth is still staying on his base instead of fighting against Orsin for the first batch of the treasure chest. And as you can see, we have the paladin on the side of Mivadeth and Muriel on the side of Orsin. Okay, we have a defensive structure right here for the artillery tower, And there is a movement coming from Mivadeth right here with his 1 swordsman and 3 warsmith against to the 6 swordsmen and 2 archers of Orsin.
The point is captured.
And there we go. It seems that Mivadeth is pulling back. It's either Mivadeth will be aiming for this expansion or he is aiming for the
As I predicted.
manual and taking down the fire elemental. Meanwhile, while Mivadeth is trying to go for the fire elemental or the expansion, we can see on the map that Orsin is already trying to secure the second batch of the chest. Well,
Our forces
honest,
are under attack.
to be honest, if I was like Mivadeth, I will not let Orsin to gather much resources for the from the treasure chest. The first batch already goes for Orsin, the 2 treasure chests, and if that is the case, if I'm up against with Orsin, I will not let Orsin to gather more resources for coming from the second batch of the chest. Well, at least Mivadeth were able to claim the manual. I think it will give him like more firepower or a boost for his economy if he is going to use a scroll. And as you can see, he did use one for his lumber
Resources collected.
or his woods. And we can see that Mivadeth is spamming a lot of warsmith and just a few of healer, at least one healer right here. Meanwhile, we have Orsin being aggressive, trying to move forward towards the Mivadeth base. And now he is pulling back. Meanwhile, we have Mivadeth right here, moving with his warsmith.
Our forces are under attack.
If I was Mivadeth, I will just let one warsmith to claim the watchtower if I have like a bunch of warsmith only and I don't have any air defense or any range unit. I don't want to disclose that to my opponent.
Point is captured.
So I want it to keep hidden because the sooner your opponent able to know that you only have like ground units and it is composed of only melee units, they will start to produce more aerial units, which is you are at total disadvantage because you don't have any range unit. And as you can see here, we have Orsin trying to secure another treasure chest. I don't know if Orsin will be able to secure both of the treasure chests, or this time Mivadeth will be fighting for it. And as you can see, Orsin is trying to be aggressive right here, trying to claim the treasure chest near to Mivadeth's tower. Meanwhile, we have here Mivadeth, who is trying to gather his warsmith. And I don't know why Mivadeth split his army into 2, but I think the best option is to keep your army compacted, especially if you have like a ball of warsmith. And there you go, the first batch, the treasure chest was claimed by Orsin at this point. Now the question is, will Mivadeth will be able to defeat all the units of Orsin? And I think Mivadeth were able to wipe out Orsin's entire units, and now Orsin is pulling back, retreating back to his base. Meanwhile, Mivadeth is trying to push against Orsin, but I think Orsin will be able to claim the another treasure chest right here.
Resources collected.
And I don't think that is a good idea for Mivadeth. As you can see here, if we are just going to talk about gold, we can see that Orsin is at the advantage. If we are going to take a peek on the resources of Orsin, we have like 2,400 plus gold and 600 plus woods. Meanwhile, Mivadeth only have like 1,400 plus golds and 1,300 plus woods. And if you're going for an all-out war against your opponent, you don't want to run out of resources, of course. And I think that is a glitch.
captured.
And as you can see, Mivadeth, I think he do have like the map control right now. Meanwhile, Orsin's trying to bolster up his ranks. So Orsin have Muriel and Gilbert. Meanwhile, Mivadeth have Baron and Gilbert. So, and I think Mivadeth is moving forward against Orsin's army and already started attacking Orsin. Now the question, will Mivadeth going to wipe out the entire army of Orsin once again? There we go. There are a lot of AoE damage, and as you can see, Gilbert is down. The Gilbert of Mivadeth is down, but mostly of the units were able to survive against Orsin. And I think Orsin weren't able to position his army very well. Or is it Mivadeth have like higher ranks or higher level of units against Orsin? Because I can see like there are guardsmen in the side of Orsin, but they were like candles being burned out once those hammers hit them. And I think Mivadeth will be able to win this battle if he is going to push through. Okay, the barrage already coming from Baron right there. I don't think that chasing Muriel is a good idea from Mivadeth. Especially he is using like Warsmith. If I was like Mivadeth at that point, I'll be focusing on causing damage to the units of Orsin. And there you go, the ballistas on the battlefield right now. And now we can see that Mivadeth is trying to secure the elemental, the mountain elemental right here. And you can see there are 3 ballistas on the side of Mivadeth. We have it here, and the Baron of Mivadeth is already down. Now the question is, will this ballistas gonna survive against the Warsmith and other units of Orsin? We can see that Mivadeth only have like the Paladin to defend it. But yeah, I don't think that this ballista is going to survive against the swordsman and warsmith. But while that is happening, we can see that the mountain elemental already headed straight against to the base of Orsin, and now Orsin have to pull back his entire army to defend his base. Or else this mountain elemental will be able to destroy some buildings of Orsin.
Base is under attack.
And we can see Mivadeth already like switch from warsmith and for having the cavalry or knights. I just think that the knights are not really suitable at this point unless his knights are like very tanky. It's like whenever I'm using ballistas, I need something in my front line that is really tanky, like the guardsman or the warsmith. I think Mivadeth is trying to check the trees if there are like foxes or fox rider. And there we go. Oh, these ballistas are causing a lot of damage. I just saw the guardsman with the full health bar or health percentage got hit by the ballistas. and then his health bar just suddenly goes from full to half. Okay, and as you can see here, they're already fighting each other, and those knights are just going down real fast against this warsmith and guardsman. But yeah, honestly, if I'm going to give a comment, I think Mivadeth will be able to win that fight if only he goes for a guardsman instead of knights, and at the same time, instead of clustering your ballistas like that, instead of grouping them like that, you need to position them far away to each other, so they will not be like get hit by the meteor, which can delete them instantly. I think Mivadeth will be able to win that fight if only he was able to use the appropriate units.
Reloaded.
So whenever I have like ballistas, I only keep in mind that I need something in my front line that is very tanky that can hold the line while my ballistas are causing damage to the front lines of my enemy. And if I'm up against with a person or with a player with a lot of ballistas or utilizing a lot of ballistas, what I am doing if I'm in that situation is I'll be training a lot of fox riders, or at least just three, to target lock those ballistas or snipers.
The point is captured.
And I don't know if bikers
You
are
lost
really good
escape.
at this point.
Just
They
boundary.
are
At the foot of the
very
mountain.
expensive. Well, if I'm against
The script
with
line complete.
knight, I'll be just going for a fox
Resources
rider.
collected. Resources collected.
Elven princess.
I really think that Mivadeth will be able to win the
The
siege at
time
that
has
point
come.
if he only have like trained
The light
bunch
will
of
follow
warsmith
me.
or a guardsman that can hold the front line so his enemy cannot go for his ballistas. And I don't know if bikers are really effective as of the moment because I don't know if Mivadeth is like thinking it is for the knights. If I'm up against with the knights, I'll be putting some guardsmen because guardsmen are really
Arrows
effective
ready.
against cavalry units. To what I'm seeing right now, Mivadeth is or were able to win every battle that he fought, but unfortunately, the siege is not just working. And I think Mivadeth right now is trying to secure the mountain elemental. I think this is the first perfect time for Mivadeth to go for a ballista because he do have like
The
8 warsmith
summoning stone appeared.
and healers, and he do have the paladin. And once he was able to summon the mountain elemental, he do have like a lot of tanky frontline.
Resources
While
collected.
those tanky frontline holding and pushing to the base of Orsin, the ballistas can move forward to eliminate the units of Orsin in the front line, or they can target lock the structures using the ballistas. And I think the bikers can be sent towards to the ballistas
Job
so they
done.
can target lock it.
The point is captured.
Healing power. Naikon
And as you can see, there is like a mini micro management coming from Orson with his knights and Muriel trying to assassinate the backlane of Mivadeth, but unfortunately the backlane of Mivadeth is only composed of these Baron and bikers. Wow, that is kind of a surprise that Orson were able to win against Mivadeth at this point, because earlier Mivadeth is like winning every fight. I really think at this point, Mivadeth can win the fight if he only have like the ballistas on his side, so he can wipe out the warsmith and the guardsman. To what I can see, Mivadeth can win the battle if he like put the right or appropriate army composition to siege the base. And as you can see here, Orsin already moving forward. I don't know if the only objective of Orsin right now is securing the treasure chest or moving forward against Mivadeth's base.
Just found.
Because if I was like Orson, I'll be heading straight to Mivadeth's base because Mivadeth like
Resources collected.
were able to lose most of his fighting units and is still recuperating to what he lost. At this moment, I think Orson
The point is captured.
can siege the base of Mivadeth. Uh-oh. I think these workers are really in danger. Okay, if like if you have like more than three ballistas, you don't want them to sit to next each other. You want them to very you would like them to position where they are just like far away to each other, so the enemy cannot one hit them with their meteor or any skills. And there you go. And as you can see, this one ballistas can actually wipe out the ballistas of Mivadeth right here because the ballistas of Mivadeth are like sitting next to each other. There are like multiple times where Mivadeth were able to win the fight or win the siege, but unfortunately because of the army composition, he lost that chance. And I can tell with just one ballistas coming from Mivadeth, he can totally destroy a lot of buildings from Mivadeth.
Base is under
If
attack.
only Orson can realize that he doesn't need to send all his army towards to the base of Mivadeth. He just needs to instruct his ballistas to attack the buildings.
Base is under attack.
Meanwhile, we have here Mivadeth's two helicopters trying to attack the buildings of Orson. Meanwhile, we have here the ballistas still trying to remove the
Our forces are under
defensive structure of Mivadeth. And as you can see, Orson were able to win that battle. It is because actually Mivadeth have like the advantage at first. He keeps on winning every battle, every fight. But unfortunately, because of the army composition of Mivadeth, he wasn't able to successfully proceed with the siege. So if I'm going to analyze it, if only like Mivadeth have the appropriate army composition, for example, he have like the warsmith or guardsman as the front line, and then with a combination of the ballistas, I think the siege will be successful. But unfortunately, that is not the situation. Another thing is when Mivadeth did or were able to get the mountain elemental, he waited for the mountain elemental first to get to the base and try to claim the golden idol or golden totem instead of attacking the base along with the mountain elemental. Now let me tell you why that is a mistake. It is because Mivadeth were able to give Orson a chance or a time to defend against the mountain elemental alone instead of attacking the base along with it. So it's either Orson going to focus on the mountain elemental or he's going to attack the mountain elemental and the army of Mivadeth. So what is the difference? If the army of Mivadeth is already at that battlefield along with the mountain elemental, then the damage that can cause of the army of Orsin will be divided, and if ever Orsin's army focus on the mountain elemental, then the army of Mivadeth will be having a free hit or free time to cause or inflict a damage towards the units of Orsin. And I think that is a big factor why the siege didn't work, aside from having or not having the ballistas. But yeah, as you can see, that's the end of the video. I hope that you like it, and I hope that you can share it to your friends, especially to the uh, new players we have in War Legends. Alright, so goodbye for now, and see you on to the next battlefield.